Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be part 7, the last part of the Neo Geo restore. First thing I want to do while I'm outside here is I want to make a new back door for the bottom of the cabinet. It's not very big, but it didn't have one when I got the cabinet. So I have my table saw and stuff set up here, and my measurements I wrote down on this envelope. It is 23 3/4 wide by only 11 7/8 tall, so it's not real big. So I need to cut this piece of black melamine down, and then we need to drill a hole for the lock, and then I want to drill a couple holes on the bottom for some ventilation. Those cabinets have no ventilation in them whatsoever. I mean, there's like next to nothing. So I want to put a little bit of holes in there just to kind of get some air movement, maybe get some of the heat out of there from the monitor and stuff, because once it runs for several hours, it's going to get hot in there. So now, first thing I want to do is cut it to 11 7/8. I broke my rip fence the other day. A bolt fell out of it, so I got to get a new bolt for this. Of course, it's a special one, so that'll be fun finding that if I have to order it. But anyways, we are going to set this at 11 7/8. I'm going to go a 1/16 under. And I got to see if this is cut straight on one side, because I don't know. Yeah, it looks like this one side's straight. So I'm actually going to go more than that. I'm going to go 13 inches and then bring it back down to 11 7/8 so that I can square up the other side. Because it looks like this side down here is a factory edge, and it has, I think it's a factory edge. Maybe it's this side. This side's a factory edge. It's swelled up a little bit from moisture, so I'm going to cut it a little bit longer, flip it over, put my cut against the fence, and cut it to 11 7/8. So now I'm going to go a 1/16 under 11 7/8. Now we'll put our cut edge up against the fence. Okay, now we need to make it 23 3/4. So I'm going to go to 24 1/4. And then we'll cut it back down to the right size. That doesn't look square cut to me. This side's kind of jagged. Is this square? Yeah, that is square. Spin it around. Okay, let me go grab a tape measure. I think I got one in the back of my van here. And we'll mark for the lock hole, and then we're gonna drill 3 holes in the bottom. And then we gotta put a cleat to hold it in place on the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna put the lock up here. Just wanna center it. So this is 23 3/4, a tiny bit under. So 12 and 12 is 24. So 11 7/8 is perfect. So we're gonna put it right here. Now, what I want to do is drill the back side first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 11 7/8. I'm going to come down 1 inch. What I need to do is take a regular drill bit first and make a pilot hole. Then I'm going to take a Fastener bit. These are Fastener bits. What these do is they hog out the hole, but they don't have a pilot bit that goes real deep through. What I want to do is I want to hog out this backside down about 1/4 of an inch so that my nut and washer will fit in there, because those locks are only 3/4 of an inch threads, maybe 7/8 threads. So I want to make sure that I have enough room for so that I can get the nut on the back of the lock. So I'm going to use an 1.5 bit. Let me see here. Yeah, that'll work. That's good. That gives me enough room to spin that nut on in there. Now I'm going to use this step bit and drill it to 3/4 of an inch. That looks good. Okay, so our lock hole is done. Now I want to drill 3 holes for ventilation. To give it something to ventilate. We're going to put them in the middle. We're just going to say that this is 12 inches. Let's just go 5 7/8. That's pretty much in the center. Okay, let's go 5 inches in on each side. All right, and then let's put one in the middle. So we have 13.5. So 6.5 and 6.5 is 13. So 6 3/4 by 5 7/8. So these are going to be our 3 holes that we're going to drill in here for ventilation. We're going to use an 1.5 inch, 1 3/4. What is this? It's worn. 1 3/4 hole saw. My battery's dying. Will it have enough power to finish these holes? Why I like to drill half through one way and then half through the other is so that it doesn't get stuck in the drill bit. I can pull it out. Had enough power. Okay, so I'm going to get this blown off and cleaned up and put my tools away. Then we're going to go in the house. We're going to install this back door, and then we're going to put the coin door in it, and then I think we're done with the cabinet because I went in there and tied up all the wires. I put the all the straps to hold the wires onto the side of the cabinet. I did all that off camera because you cannot see in that cabinet whatsoever. So let me clean this up. We'll go in and finish up the coin door. I almost forgot, we got to put a cleat on the bottom of this so that the bottom of the door stays in the cabinet. I just went to Home Depot and bought this piece of poplar. It's 1/2 inch thick. It's 1.5 inches wide, 4 foot long. So we got to cut this down. So that door is 23 3/4, but there's a cleat on each side of the cabinet. So we need to go less than that. So there's another 1.5 inches. So 23 3/4 minus 1.5 inches is 22 3/4. Let's cut it at 21 inches so we have a little bit of play. And it's going to overhang so that when you put it in the cabinet, it overhangs down on that bottom panel. 1 1/8 inch, 1.5 inches. Let's go 1 1/4 inch, 1 3/8. Yep. Marking the center of it. Okay. We'll put 4 screws in here. We got to pre-drill it first so we don't crack that wood. Now these are 1 1/4 inch screws, so I don't really want to countersink them or they'll go through the other side. Okay, now I can clean up out here. Okay, I'm back in the basement. Let's get the lock installed on this door. Now, since that's a round hole and it doesn't have the 2 flat spots like this lock does to keep it from spinning around in there, we need to put one of these in there. These have little spikes on the end of it. And you could put 2 little screws in here too, so that when you put it in there, you see how it's got these 2 flat spots. What that does is keeps this from spinning around on you. So let's get this installed in here. I'm gonna grab a couple parts right behind me in this bin of blocks. I need one of these. One of these should work. So now I need to install this lock into here. Want to put it probably in this direction. Probably should get a couple screws. But we can put this in first. Because if you look, this shaft with the threads is exactly just over, it's like 7/8 of an inch. So if we didn't inset that like that, we would not have been able to we wouldn't have had enough room to screw the nut onto it. But now that we have it recessed in there, it gives us plenty of room to get this nut in there and to tighten it down. I might have to get a different pair of pliers because this crescent wrench is probably not going to fit in there to get this tightened down all the way. I want to kind of tighten it down pretty good so those spikes go into the wood. And then I'm going to have to go grab a couple screws so that we can screw that plate in, and that'll keep it from spinning. Because if it starts spinning, then we have to deal with trying to get the back door open because that thing spun around on us. And actually this crescent wrench is actually fitting in there. Okay, that's tight enough there. It's actually holding it pretty darn good. Might not need to put screws into that. It's not like I'm going to be opening this back door up all the time. So now I need to see which way this cam is going. That should be perfect. Going that way. So I need to take this nut off. We're going to put this latch on here. We want it to go back towards the cabinet because this is 3/4 of an inch thick. You could put it that way, or you can spin it this way, which would make it farther in this way. Like if there were a cleat on the back of that or something like that, that you needed a clearance for, you would put it on the opposite direction. So we'll put this on like this. And then once we're done with this, we're going to put the cabinet, spin it back around, and we are going to get the coin door put on it. And then I think we're done with it, other than me waiting on that puzzle bobble, whatever it's called, game to come in. Should be the last thing I need. So now, let's check this here. Okay, let's see if it fits. I have not, I probably should test fit it before I put the lock on, but I'm pretty confident it should fit. And that bottom cleat of wood is keeping that in there. We'll just spin this. It's a little loose, so let's tighten it up a little bit. So all we got to do is take this, bend it in a little bit. I'm happy with that. So now we have a back door. So now the cat can't get in the cabinet, because cats love to go in the cabinet. Okay, so we're done back there. I'm going to put this key up on top of the cabinet because I need to put it inside the coin door. So I'm going to get this spun around. I'm going to reposition so that we can get this coin door installed. Okay, let's get the frame installed first. And so make sure we don't put it in backwards like I did that other time. And I had to take it back apart. So these doors go, this is the top right here, I believe. Is that the top? I better check. Yes, that is the top. That means our hinge goes on that side, which means we need to rotate this around this way. Now, we have to put these clips on the back. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is rare. Usually there's never 8 of them on there. Then there's these special nuts that go on there. They look like this. And we have all those, so we're good there. I'm gonna have to find a wrench for them. Now we're gonna install them right now, and we're gonna put them in vertical, yeah, in the vertical position. We're gonna leave that screw real loose so that that just kind of dangles there like that, so that we can slide it through the hole, and then we can spin them around and tighten them up on the back side. And I'm gonna grab a ratchet for that because I don't really feel like spending all day tightening these down. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, we don't have them all. They never have the top and bottom. That's fine. We don't need them. Oh, I do need to hook a couple wires up to the coin door, but that's not a big deal. And then after that, after this video, this one is done. And then I'm going to start working on the Donkey Kong 3 cabinet out in the shop. Start doing the body disassembly and then body work and get it painted. And then this coming up weekend, we can work on, start putting together the Sinistar. Once the Sinistar is done, we are going to do an arcade walkthrough. I'm going to clean up. We're going to do an arcade walkthrough. And then the next project we're going to do is we're going to get the Bubbles cabinet probably started. Check that artwork out. And I also want to get Stargate done. So that, because those are both stencil games. So I'd like to just get both of those taken care of and finished. And get them painted, bring them down here, and then we'll assemble Bubbles and Sinistar. And then we'll go on to the list of other ones that we have to do in the future. Okay, so now that I have all those on there loosely, and they're all dangling downwards, we can kind of slide this in place. Spin one of them sideways, and we're going to hand tighten it. So we're going to spin it sideways and hand tighten. We'll just do one for right this minute. I'm going to go grab a wrench or a... Actually, I might have one here. If I have one, I'm not going to use a ratchet. Nope, it's too big. What size is this? 3/8. So it's probably 5/16. What size is this? 3/8. Okay, let me go grab... A wrench should work just fine. It's quicker for me to get to the wrenches than it is for me to get to the sockets. So let me go grab a wrench for that. Okay, I grabbed a 5/16 and 11/32. I forgot to bring the bolt with me. 5/16. So now we can get all these spun around, hand tightened, and then tighten them up with the wrench. Then we're ready to put the doors on, and then we got to start putting the mechanisms in it. I'm gonna have to open up the back door. I probably should have put the metal box in here first, but I can just do it from the back side because the metal box hangs on this bar right here. So it comes in and slides over that bar. And then I wonder if I have to do it before I put these bottom straps in. Probably need to. So let me, yep. So I'm gonna have to put this in through the back side. Where did I put that key? Up on top. Okay. Just gonna leave that back door off for now in case I need to go back there again, which I'm sure I will. For a couple of the wires. Okay, now we can take this box. See if I have to take those clips back out or not. I might have to. Okay, the lower ones need to come back out. I don't do a lot of over-under coin doors, so I get a little confused sometimes on how they go together. Maybe this one doesn't clip. I thought they did. I thought they all did. Yeah, it's got to. It's just a tight fit. There we go. It clipped on now. I knew that went over that edge. Now we can slide these in there, and these are a pain in the butt now. But if you look at these clips, see how it's got that little tab that's bent down and then this side's smooth? I always put this tab that's bent down this way because if you look, it's grabbing the edge of the metal then, and it holds this coin bucket in place. If I can start the screw. Kind of a poor design, in my opinion. Okay, 3 more to go. I'm going to pause the camera while I put those last 3 in because it's going to take a little bit of time. Okay, Now we can get the doors on. Now I remember when I took this apart, I was missing one screw on one of the doors. So the screw that we are missing, we'll just leave it off the bottom door. I need a small Phillips screwdriver. I think a number 1 Phillips will probably work. We're gonna put the top door on first. These are the screws to the top door. They're just a little machine screw, and I'm sure I can probably find one in all my piles of junk. If I gotta get that 8th one, because there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Ooh, that's the wrong kind. Oh, I found one. I did have all 8. I could have sworn this was the cabinet I was missing one, but apparently not. Apparently I do have them all. Maybe it was the Kubert cabinet that I was missing one. I think it was a Kubert cabinet then. It had to be, because that's the only other over-under coin door I've done in a while. Right now I'm just cleaning out the walnut shells. We'll get these doors put on, then we'll put the coin mechanism mechs in there, and then we can do the little bit of wiring I gotta do on those switches. Make sure the lights work on the coin door. And then we can finish this one up, mark it off the list. It seems like every time I start getting some games done on the list, I find something and I buy another one. But I have like no more room. Once I remodel the basement, I mean, I'm pretty much gonna be almost out of room. So it's gonna either be, I find something that I want more than something I have. And at that point, I'll have to make a decision on what I want to get rid of. This might be a little bit easier, fits better. Yep, much better. Let's make sure this shuts before I put the other 2 on, and yes, it does. This coin door is a little rough. It has some texture to it from rust in the past. I cleaned it, sandblasted it, but it just didn't all come out. I could have sat there and body filled it and stuff, but it really isn't too noticeable once it's all put together and everything. Okay, top door's installed. Stick our bottom door on. First one's always a pain. Okay, it's a little tight. Why? Oh, this one's not put in all the way. There we go. Now we can get the start putting the rest of this together. I think these have to go on as I put on the outside pieces here. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to go see if I have other ones of these, because I don't like yellow. Everything I have down here are red. And these yellow ones, to me, I just don't like them. I might have new ones of these in red. Let me go see. Or at least used ones. I have a bunch of brand new ones. So we can use We'll have red to match everything else. So now we need to put these in here. Got to make sure we put it in the right direction. Goes like that. Okay, beautiful. That goes in like that. All right, we get the bottom ring and the door. All this stuff's plastic. All these have to go in first on the face, and then you put the mechanism, coin mech in there, the whole setup. And I'm gonna try not to put these in upside down this time. But they're already going the right way. I can already see we got a blown out bulb here. And that one might not be, but I'll probably replace them both. So now I'm gonna have to put one on and let the other one kind of dangle. Oh, you know what? Looks like I can get 2 screws in this top one. Now the screws are really weird. They're like a wood screw, but they're flat, they're not sharp, and they're real small. And of course, they're all filled with crushed walnut shells. This is the only downfall to cleaning all this stuff, is getting all that stuff out of there. So it looks like I can put these 2 on. Beautiful. The 4 bottom ones have to go on when this goes on. And then right here is our hook, where we're going to hang those extra keys for the marquee and for the back door. I wish I had a nut driver for these. It's such an odd size. They're small. And these go in quick because the threads are so coarse. Now we'll probably have a problem putting this one in, getting to the screws on the bottom, because this one will be in the way. Oh, middle one doesn't get one. Top and bottom gets one. Okay, got 2 more to put in, and then this one's done. Beautiful. All right. why I don't like using a Phillips bit. One of these days I'll find a socket that fits these. It's less than a 1/4 inch. Probably 3/16 maybe. Being that this is all plastic, I'm happy that these weren't all busted up, because that does happen quite a bit when these are plastic. Okay. Get some screws ready here. When I do the little bit of wiring, I probably won't do that on camera. We'll plug in the coin lights and stuff, get those working, but the test switch and stuff, I'm just gonna do that off camera. I'm actually not going to hook it up just yet because of the that fuse being blown in there and those wires being melted. I'm gonna leave them disconnected for now and just use the switch on the back if I ever need to turn it on and off. But everything I have goes on power strips, surge protectors, so I'm not too worried about it. So I'm going to take the extra wiring for those and just set them in the cabinet for now, because I don't want to bring any sort of power or anything to those until everything's fixed. I got to find a new fuse holder and stuff for that. I got it in there. I didn't need an extension. Got lucky. Beautiful. I need to go get some light bulbs. I'm going to replace both of them. Let's see what size these are. $161. That's a car light bulb. So that must be 12 volts. Okay, let me go grab those real quick. Okay, let's put these on. This clip is broken, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Might have to just drill through the plastic and put a screw. Or I might have another one of these actually. Let me go look. I might have one of these. More than likely I have one. Yep, got a brand new one. If you guys are wondering how I have all these parts, it's just for doing it because I've done it for so long. And, you know, 8-10 years ago, stuff was a lot cheaper. You can get stuff, and you still were able to get a lot of things that you can't get nowadays. Or you can, or if you do get them, they're real expensive. So now we need to plug these two in. Then we can see if we get the lights to come on. Turn it on here. We got one light. There we go. Socket's a little bad. I might have to change this one too. Let's try it this direction. Should be good. Okay, so this needs a lock put in. And then put our coin bucket in here. So we gotta put a lock in both of these. It's hitting just a little bit right there. Coin return to work. So let's get find some locks here. I really need to find this top one. I might have to take it off another coin door because I want it to match all the other ones in here. So I might have to change it out because this one is going to be a blue key. 6086. 61. So this is the key for that, 6086. Is that what the key was for the marquee? Yep, 6086. So the marquee and this bottom coin door are both going to be a 6086. So those two will match. Need to spin this cam around because I like all my doors to go upwards in the unlock position. Now this one might not shut right now. I might have to cut it down. I notice these over under coin doors, it usually hits the metal in there and I have to end up cutting this down. Nice key. Just fell apart. 6086. Here we go. See how it's hitting that metal inside there? It always does that. I wonder if I went the other direction, if it wouldn't. If I had it go downwards for unlock. Maybe I'll just do that on this one. So I don't have to cut a bunch of stuff. Try that. Still hits. What I usually have to do is shave down this metal piece. It's just a little too long. So I'm going to put it back the way I like it. And I'll just cut that piece. Let me go cut it. Okay, I cut it down so it's not as long. So now hopefully it won't hit the metal on the when it goes in. Might need to bend it a little bit to get it to fit. Try it in the downwards position. I think that'll work. Just need to make it fit. Almost. Got it. So that one's done. Now I need to see if I can find a lock that matches the rest of the ones in the arcade, which is this style. Should be it. Okay, fits that one. Let me double check. Yep. Okay. So this one will go on the top, and then we'll have matching locks. And these nuts you got to watch putting on. They like to cross thread really, really easily because it's a fine thread. You got to make sure to really get them on in the right spot. We'll just do this one in the upwards position. I'm gonna have to change that other socket. I don't like that. Okay, we're close, we're hitting. Okay, that fits. I'm gonna go grab another socket for that. I'm not gonna deal with that thing going on and off on me. Yeah, this thing's just worn out. Much nicer. All right, that's done. One last thing I forgot about. Let me stick this one key inside first. We'll just bend this prong out a little bit so we can hang it on there. I want to put these corner protectors on. Remember I said that one corner was a little crumbly? I forgot we had these metal protectors we could put on the bottom. It's just like a little bit crappy, so we'll put these back on. These were on the cabinet originally. I have black screws we could put in it. Beautiful. Stick this other side on. Okay, we'll put that back door back on. All right, we are done. Other than me hooking up those couple wires inside, it is complete. But like I said, I want to fix that fuse holder and stuff. And then I got to hook up these right here, which these are the test switches. Maybe I'll just hook up these test switches and not hook up that fuse, because I really don't need that switch because I have that one on the back. So I'm going to put this in the cabinet for now. I'm going to clean up and everything, and maybe tomorrow or something I'll hook this up. So, all right, guys, that is going to end the restore on the Neo Geo. I'm just waiting on the bus to move. And other than that, this thing is ready to go. I'm going to fiddle with the monitor a little bit more. I got to turn the brightness up here, I think, too. But we'll see, because there's an overhead light right above it. Maybe once the light goes off, it'll look a little bit better. So, all right, guys, that's going to end the series of the Neo Geo Restore. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, please like, subscribe. Any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow.